Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited that you're here and we can honor your students. And if you would join me, Ken Johnson is going to give the toast to our flag. Then we will give the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and he will give our invocation. Ken?
I present a toast to the flag. Here's to the red of it. There's not a thread of it, nor a shred of it, and all the shred of it from foot to head. The heroes bled for it, face steel and lead for it, precious blood shed for it, bathing in red. Here's to the white of it, thrilled by the sight of it. Who knows the right of it, but feels the might of it through day and night. Woman who's care for it, made manhood there for it, purity's prayer for it, keeps it so white. Here's to the blue of it, beauteous view of it, heavenly hue of it, star-spangled dew of it, constant and true. Diadems gleam for it, state stands supreme for it, liberty's beam for it, brightens the blue. Here's to the whole of it, stars, stripes, and pole of it, body and soul of it. Oh, and the roll of it, light shining through. Hearts in accord for it, swear by the sword for it, thanking the Lord for it, the red, white, and blue. Would you join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you pray with me? Lord, thank you for this occasion. Lord, we thank you for these students and their excellent work. We thank you for their support group who has gathered here with them for this luncheon. We pray that you will bless all the ceremony. We pray that you will give them a blessing, Lord, for having been here. Us a blessing, Lord, for having recognized them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Ken. I'd like to introduce Crystal Burks, and she's going to introduce all of our distinguished guests today.
Good afternoon, everyone. As I mentioned your name, if you would please just stand so that we can recognize you, and thank you for being here with us today. So with us today we have Representative Bobby Payne. We have Sheriff Gator DeLoach. We have our our property appraiser, Mr. Tim Parker. Our Supervisor of Elections, Charles Overturf. Our County Commissioner, Larry Harvey. The Putnam County Deputy Administrator, Matt Reynolds. Our Superintendent of Schools, Rick Surency. Our Putnam County School Board member, Miss Jane Crawford. We have our Honorable 7th Circuit Judge, Mr. Lee Smith. Also, Circuit Court Judge, Clyde Wolf. We also have another Putnam County judge with us, Joe Boatwright. We have the Mayor of Palatka with us, Terrell Hill. Palatka City Commissioner Rufus Borum. We have a retired judge with us today, the Honorable Art Nichols. We have the Mayor of Crescent City, Brett Peterson. And then last but not least, we have the Rural Partnership for Healthy Kids Coordinator, Joni Davis. Oh. Sorry, and I just got a list stuck in front of me. So we also have Putnam Commissioner Bill Pickens, and as well as the County Administrator Terry Suggs. Is there anyone that I missed, possibly? All right, well, thank you all for joining us today.
Again, good afternoon and welcome. We're honored to celebrate your children's success today. Being a straight A student is no easy task. It takes perseverance, dedication, and drive to make such a remarkable accomplishment. In a world where you're surrounded by distractions and sometimes roadblocks, you've risen above all of that and you have excelled. Congratulations on this achievement. Kiwanis is a civic organization dedicated to serving kids birth through college. We all have jobs, we all have families, but we're also committed to our community and giving back through our various projects. We have discovered that serving our community is one of the most rewarding aspects of our lives. For me personally, Kiwanis means serving others. For 61 years, our club has had the pleasure of serving and look forward to continuing our progress through the years, so we can continue to bring you programs such as this. For me personally, again, Kiwanis means serving. I would like to challenge each of you today to not only continue your academic success, but look for opportunities to serve. There are many organizations and clubs that will give you these opportunities as you go to high school and beyond. I encourage each of you to seize those opportunities. Parents, grandparents, friends, are you looking for an opportunity to serve? If so, please see one of us today. We're always looking for new members to help serve our community. Again, congratulations to each of you today. We are all so very proud of you and everything that you have accomplished. And as you continue your journey, we hope you will not only strive to excel academically, but also become passionate about serving and helping others. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Kiwanis Club of the Azalea City Cook team. I hope everyone enjoyed their lunch. Also, we have one more distinguished guest that came in. I'd like to introduce County Commissioner Chip Liable. Thank you, Chip. All right, we're going to get started with our keynote speaker. If Dr. Rick Surrency could come and join us.
Thank you, Martha. It's a pleasure to be here. And I was just chatting with the mayor a minute ago. We're debating about whether to speak to a crowd before lunch or after lunch. And I'm in favor of speaking after lunch because I hate talking to people that are hungry. So I'm glad you're able to get your food and eat and just enjoy your meal. Because the other thing I'm very particular about is when you're here for your children, you're really here to see your children honored, and I don't want to stand in the way of that. So my comments will be very brief. I know a lot of you have to get back to work, so I'm very sensitive to that, and I'm very honored to be asked to be here today. I actually am a member of the Azalea City Kiwanis, and I get to eat this same kind of meal every Tuesday, so I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. I just have a few little tidbits of information to share with 8th graders. I think most of us have been in 8th grade in the past, and I just want to congratulate you for maintaining A's, and we don't take that lightly. Some of you have actually done that for over the past 3 years, and that is a tremendous accomplishment. And but as you begin high school, don't rest on your laurels. Understand the work now begins. High school is going to be a lot tougher, and we always talk about having that growth mindset. Don't think you've arrived. You're just now at a part where you really need to work harder. Because I know you hear all the stories about how tough high school will be, and you really need to discover what your passion is and continue working harder on that so that you can become a success. I love this little story. I read a book recently by Malcolm Gladwell. A lot of you have read the book Outliers, but there's something in there that talks about the value of working hard and practice. A lot of us, including myself, are not born with a lot of natural ability, so some of us just have to work hard to overcome that. But Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 hour rule, the 10,000 hour rule. And that's a lot of time. But he says, in order for somebody to really be a master of their trade, a master of their passion, or a world-class, whatever you want to be, someone really has to spend a total of at least 10,000 hours. And if you do the math on that, 10,000 hours, if you did something for 3 hours a night or a day, it would take you 10 years if you did it every single day. But there are some examples I want to share with you of some people who spent 10,000 hours and who have become very masterful in their trade. Some of your parents, maybe grandparents, remember the Beatles. How many of you remember the Beatles? When they came to America back in 1964, I can remember that. But you know how the Beatles became such a great rock band? In the early 1960s, they actually played every single night for 8 hours a night in Hamburg, Germany. And they were very poor, and all they did was just play songs all the time. And they played so much over those 4 years, and you can do the math, they were able to hit that 10,000 hour mark. And when they got to America in 1964, they were one of the hottest groups around. So the Beatles is one example. There's a guy named Bill Joy, who, when he was 16 years old, was a computer programmer back in the 1960s. And back then, computers were about as big as this room. You know, they're not the little small ones that we have now. But he spent every waking moment programming computers to the point where he became a master at doing so. If you've ever heard of Java, J-A-V-A, Java, he is the one who came up with the language of Java. But the one you probably have heard the most of is a guy by the name of Bill Gates, who is the founder of Microsoft. Bill Gates was an 8th grader, by the way, when he used to spend most of his time, his spare time, learning how to program computers. And he actually met up with another guy, last name of Allen, and they worked together, and he became so proficient at programming computers, he was able to actually start his own company called Microsoft. But Bill Gates is an example of someone who is now one of the most richest men in the world, who actually gives a lot of financial contributions to education and other charities. But he got his start by using his time and developing his talents. So as you pursue your path to success over the next several years, I want you to think about a scientific term called momentum. And you probably learned that in your science class. Momentum is a very powerful source in nature. Did you know that you could actually stop a train from moving by putting a block of wood on the train track, as long as the train's not moving? That train will not move if you put a block of wood in front of it. However, if a train is moving and has a lot of momentum, it can actually go through a brick wall. So I want you to think of that in terms of your next 4 years. As you become more proficient, as you develop your talents, your skills, your knowledge, you're building up momentum. You're going to really achieve a lot of success because you're a force in moving. So my point is, as you become more successful, keep pursuing your goals. Keep moving, because momentum is a powerful force and it can't be stopped. But if you continue to stop and you start all over again, it's a lot harder to get going again. So keep moving. When you face failure, there's so many of you in the next 4 years, you're going to bump into little barriers and you're going to think, I can't do it anymore, I'm failing. I read in another book that stands out in my mind that the cure for the fear of failure is not success. The cure for the fear of failure is actually experiencing small failures and building up an immunity so that you can ultimately overcome failure. So as you come across these little small failures in life, especially in high school, learn from them and say, next time I'm faced with that, I'm going to do better. So don't get discouraged. Some examples of people who you've heard of in American history and just in American life, people who have really overcome failure and become successes. We all talk about Abraham Lincoln, who ran for office a number of times, ran for House of Representatives, ran for Senate, was beaten every time. Finally, he ran for president and was successful, but he never gave up. And the rest is history. One of our best presidents. Some of you basketball fans have heard of Michael Jordan from years past. One of the best basketball players ever to play the game, was actually cut from his freshman basketball team, but he didn't give up. He overcame that, learned from it, and became a success. So just remember, as you move forward, you're the result of what your parents and grandparents did long ago. You know, of all the sacrifices they made, the jobs they had, everything they invested in your life, that's why you're sitting here right now. Not only your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, people in your church, there's a number of people that you can thank for being here. I want you to think about that over the next 10 years everything that you do now is going to impact people in the future, people who you may not know. You know, you may be a teacher, you may be an engineer, you may be whatever you choose to be, but you're going to have an influence on people starting right now because of some of the choices you make. So use your support system, your family, your friends, your community once you're in high school, and get involved in extracurricular activities, in clubs, build a network of friends. Learn how to manage your time and learn about how to challenge yourself. And most importantly, get involved in your community. You're sitting here today because there's a number of people who take part in community, building up their community, and they sponsor this. So we are all part of one big community, and you need to learn the value of community service. And of course, that will help you as you go into college, getting some of those community service hours. So just to recap what we talked about, have a growth mindset as you go into high school. Just say, I haven't arrived, I'm still on a journey, and I'm gonna get better and better. Remember, you need to practice those skills and develop those talents that you have. And remember, I talked about the 10,000 hour rule. It takes a while. It might take you 10 years or more, but continue to work on your passion. Understand the power of momentum. Once you get to moving, keep going, don't stop. Remember, you're never a failure. Learn from those small failures, build up that immunity, and you become a success. And finally, remember, what you do now can impact generations from now. Just like you've been impacted from the past, remember, everything you do is going to impact people, even your family now, but future generations. I want to thank you again. Congratulations. Thanks to our parents. Thanks to our dignitaries for being here. And I want to wish you the very best. Good luck to you.
Everything that Kiwanis of the Azalea City does is for kids in Putnam County. And I think if I were to ask all of the fellow members, this is one of our favorite events that we do every year. You deserve this. You've worked hard for this accomplishment. And students, I want you to remember to thank the people that support you, your parents, your grandparents, your teachers who helped you along the way. You will continue to need them, so be sure to show your appreciation. We're going to get started now with handing out our certificate. Carol's going first. We're going to start with the 6th grade students from... We're going to start with the 6th grade students from CL Overturf, and as I call your name, come up and get your certificate, and then you want them to start lining up over here and stay until your whole class, your whole school gets through, and we'll take a group picture. Let's hold our applause until we get to the end of each school. That way it'll go more quickly. Okay. From CL Overturf 6th grade center, these are all 6th grade students. Jace Akers.
Will you remind them to see Gator?
Oh, and the sheriff needs to see you while you're up here. Here comes Jace. Caitlin Arthur. She here? There she is. Harry Beatty III. Ellis Brown. Katie Caruth. Jasmine Clayburger. There's one in every crowd. Lance Dollar. Stephanie Echeverria Damien. Did I say it right? Close. Okay. Sydney Eckler. Kaylee Giddens. Lillian Griffiths. Derek Holland Jr. Mackenzie Hutchinson. Colton Jenkins. Andrew McClellan. There's not one? We'll get it. Sorry, honey. Ivy Sheffield. You find it? Yay. Come down, Jace. Come down. Cullen Sloan. Matthew Snyder. Emily Taylor. Is she here? Yeah. Abigail Wicker. Let's have a big round of applause from these students. I think I'm going to start with the seventh graders. Next, we will honor the students at QI Roberts Junior Senior High School. We'll start with the seventh graders. Aaliyah Ford. Okay, we got it now. Erica Garcia Rivera. Amaria Lyles.
Can you move your finger for a second? Ruby Duran is not in 8th grade. So that's not going to work.
What are you talking about?
Ruby Duran is not in 8th grade.
Okay, well, I'm going straight up, so it doesn't matter. Alexander Pack. Madeline Rotenberry. Christopher Snyder. Nathaniel Stairs. Rachel Stillward. Brandon Stouffer. Nicholas Trebe. I'm not sure I said that correctly. Andrew Wooten. Okay, what's your next one? It's okay. That wasn't it. Ruby Duran. You just had Ruby Duran. Natalie Valdez. There it is. Lucas Stouffer. Kanautica Shakir. Diana Ramos. Luke Patton. Disha Patel. Alicia Nemeth. Riley Kenyon. Dallas Harrell. And Amelia Carlton O'Leary. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Don't forget to see the sheriff before you leave. We probably should have made that clear because in the past we have done that. I don't know who made that. But I can Okay, next we'll call the students from George C. Miller Middle School. And these are 6th graders. Abilene Agreda. Brianna Ombres. And y'all don't forget to stay up here when you get it. Amelia Delaney. Amber Alert. And Laura Vargas Soto. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations. See the sheriff. Next, we'll have the students from C.H. Price Middle School. First, in the 8th grade, Caleb Emberton. Seventh grade, Ashlyn Snyder. And 6th grade students, Riley Blackmer. Scarlett Harsey. And Haley Simpkins. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations. You can see the sheriff on your way back to your table. Yeah, really. Next, we'll have the students from E.H. Miller School, 7th grader, Dylan Arnold. 7th grader, Xander Knowles. 7th grade, Ricardo Perez. Seventh grade, Keyshawn Williams. And 6th grade student, Stephen Everett. Okay, we'll get their certificates to them. Next, we have Putnam Academy of Arts and Sciences. 7th grade student, Deasia Evans. Quit showing out, Dr. Evans. The following students are in the 6th grade. Jahara Campbell. Whoops. Cadence Carlton. Chloe Dasher. Hallie Duncan. Jasmine Lopez Martinez. And Jalia Miles. Let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. Is that good? Okay. See the sheriff. Next, we have some students from Melrose Elementary. First, we have 6th grader Noah Lotow. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly. And 6th grade student Luke Peffley. Let's give them a round of applause. And now our students from Robert H. Jenkins Jr. Middle School. First we have 8th grader Delia Marshall. In the 7th grade, we have Anna Cordova. In the 7th grade, Elle Harrington. Looks like her mama. And 7th grade, Talia Lowe. Let's give them a round of applause. Wheezy. He wants you in the picture. Please see the sheriff on your way back to your seat. Okay, now for the money awards. We will be giving a $100 check to each of the following 8th graders who have managed to make straight A's all 3 years of middle school. First, from QI Roberts, Junior Senior High, Kendall Asbury. From QI, Josie Bergen. Also from QI Roberts, Jamar Brown. From QI Roberts, Kirsten Peliak. And I'm not sure if I pronounced it. She's not here? Okay. And the last from QI Roberts, Brianna Smith. And y'all can just stay up here. We want all the 3-year winners together, don't we? And from Robert H. Jenkins Jr. Middle School, Luke Sheffield. Oh, that's not on my list. Aaron Olmstead. What school? Eric Olmstead. What school? QI Roberts. I'm sorry, honey. See, I did. I skipped over it. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Congratulations, everyone.
So, for all you upcoming 6th and 7th graders who've made straight A's, there are $100 checks in their envelopes. So if you make straight A's all 3 years, we do give you a $100 check. Congratulations to everyone. If you would like a copy of this program, you can bring a writable DVD/CD, I think they're called, with the school and your name on it, an all-A program. If you will drop that off at the county office, they will get you a copy of today's program. It will also be on the YouTube channel for the school. We would like to thank everyone for being here. We are honored to be able to do this for your students and for your children, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you so much and have a great day.